Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be breaking down our first paycheck for the month of June, and I'm also going to see where I spent money the first 7 days of June. So let's just go ahead and get started. This is my 7x9 monthly planner, Erin Condren monthly planner. All it is a monthly spread, and then it has just line pages. So on my line pages I use stickers from my shop, my Etsy shop, which is always linked below, and this is how I budget out our paychecks. For the monthly view, I keep track of where I spent money out of my cash envelopes. This month is a little different. I don't have as many things to track. I'm only tracking grocery, gas, and unbudgeted, and then my regular bills and subscriptions. So let's just get into it. Let's see, we'll start with grocery. On the first, so I had points at Chick-fil-A and I went to get a drink and like a free drink using my points, but they had policemen in the drive-thru and they were taking up money for the Special Olympics. So I just went ahead and donated $5 and I just took that out of my grocery budget. I needed cash to put in there, so that I just grabbed it out of my grocery. I know it's not grocery, but it's okay. The first, I also made a trip to Aldi and spent $130, which seems like a lot, but with the price of groceries, you can just have a couple of bags and I've spent $130. And then my son wanted a comic book that someone was selling on Facebook Marketplace. So once again, I just needed cash. I didn't want to figure out where to get it from, so I just grabbed it from my grocery budget. I know it's not grocery, but it's okay. A lot of people might be a little more strict, and I mean, if I needed that money, I would go back and like reimburse myself, and I try not to take money from different envelopes. You know, normally I guess that would come out of like my miscellaneous envelope or something, but since I didn't have it, I'm just taking it out of there, and as long as we're not short, I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, I think that's all for grocery. Gas, on the 3rd, I got 50. Let's stop a minute. And then on the 7th, I gave my husband his gas money. I'm actually not using as much gas since school's out. I guess we're staying at home a lot. When the boys are in school, I make two, round trips to drop them off and then pick them up, and it's about an hour both times. So I go through a lot of gas during the school year, but now we're just kind of staying at home. I'm going to leave my gas budget the same. If I have any extra, I'm just going to roll it over into our fun money for the summer. So we can do a couple of things, and I really just don't see any need to rearrange my whole budget because they will be going back to school the beginning of August, so before I know it, it'll be right back, so I'm not going to worry about it. And then unbudgeted, let's see, it says the 2nd, we spent $3.99 at Walmart. The 3rd, we spent $5.89. I think that was just getting a drink somewhere, eating out. I just abbreviated that. And then, so we have two bigger transactions on the 3rd where my husband had to swipe his card. So my husband drives a, I don't know the year, but it's a Dodge Ram Charger. The thing is like a tank. It's huge. He only drives it, once every couple months. And it's not in the best shape, but he loves it. But he was out and he called and he's like, I need transmission fluid. It wasn't shifting right or something. So he went into Walmart and he had to swipe his card and get some transmission fluid. And then he calls back and he's like, I'm out of gas. And I'm like, you mean you need to stop and get gas? He's like, no, I'm completely out of gas and I am literally 5 to 10 feet away from the pump. So he sent me a picture and he's so close to the gas pump, but he just didn't make it. But anyways, he had to get $25.01 in gas for that, which was, for that humongous tank, was like a drop in a bucket. It was nothing. So that's my unbudgeted, and that's pretty much my transactions for the first week of June. we actually have a no spend. Okay. So we're going to go to the paycheck breakdown. Or I guess since we got that right there, we can do the weekly check-in real fast. I'll just flip back and forth. So for gas, we have 50 and 45, so we spent 95. I budget 580. So that leaves us with 485 left for the month. All right, grocery, 135 and 20, 155. I budget 700. That leaves me 545. So we didn't have anything this month to put in our eating out or our miscellaneous envelopes. And then unbudgeted, let's see, $3.99, $25.01, $22.97, $5.89, $57.86. And so that just comes out of our buffer. Every month, every paycheck, I just put a little in there, and a lot of times we spend some of it, but there's always a little left over, and you would be surprised, just a couple of dollars every paycheck kind of really help to build up your buffer. So when you do have these unexpected expenses and you have to slide your card, you have a little bit there to cover that. And we can always, transfer money if we need to, or take money out of his check to replace it. But I'm very surprised at just how leaving a couple dollars here and there really add up by the end of the month, and I have a decent buffer to cover the next month's unbudgeted. And I don't know if y'all can hear my son. He is 6, and he is making a lot of noise in there. He is super excited over something. He's in there playing with my husband. So if you hear somebody yelling, it's just my son, and he's not even crying. He's super excited over something. Okay, we're going to break down check number 1 for my husband. He made $620.67. And like I said, right now, I'm just, anything I make, which would be my Etsy or anything else, I'm just letting it build up right now. So we don't need it. I'm just going to save it up for now. So I'm not even counting that in our budget right now. Okay, so what I do, and if you're new here, I'll just explain really fast. What I'm doing is, this is the amount of money I want for next month. I'm a month ahead, so every paycheck, I take however many paychecks we have, which is this month's 5. I divide our bills and expenses by 5. I put that amount into an envelope or leave it in my account, and I save it up so I will have all our bills and expenses covered for July. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to divide all these by 5, and that's how much I need. We'll see if we have enough money to cover, which we should. Sometimes we don't have enough to cover like the extra things, but since this is kind of the magic month and there's 5 paychecks instead of 4, we should be completely fine this month. Okay, I just went through there and I divided them all by 5, and this is what I come up with. Let's add that up and we'll see kind of if we've got money left over to work with some of these other things. I did go ahead and add some in our spending and our miscellaneous. So last month we didn't have any for those envelopes, but I'm pretty positive we should be fine to add them this time. All right, let's add this up. 129, 12, 12, 1140, 3580, 3, 6, 40, 116, 140, 10, 8, 5, 23, 20. If I take what we made, subtract 5, 23, 20, I'm left with 97.47. So what I'm going to do, and I know like there's a ton of different things I want to do. You know, we don't always have extra money to play around with, and I could, put it in different sinking funds, and there's Father's Day coming up and back to school, and there's tons of things that I need to save for, but it's summer. Summer's starting for my kids, and I'm just going to go ahead and take $70 out of this and put in our fun envelope. And I'm not even going to save it for July, like all this is for July. I'm just going to go ahead and put it in our fun envelope. I just really want to do some special things with my kids this summer. I've lost a lot of people in the last year and a half. I've lost my dad, my sister, and my niece. And I've learned to appreciate the family you have left. So I just want to make memories. I want to have fun. I want to go do things. And, of course, to do those things, you need some money. So instead of putting this in, things we need to save for, I'm just going to spend it on whatever we want. So if I take 70 from this, I'm left with 27.47, and I am just going to put that in my buffer. So I'm going to add this up one more time to make sure I made no mistakes. If I add it all up, I should get my husband's total check, and that will tell me I have spent, or I have allocated every last penny of his check. It has a job, it has a place to be. So let's add this up. All right, there you go, 620.67. All right, that looks good. We are off to a great start for the month of June. I am excited to see what we do this month, where we go, what memories we make. I hope y'all are having a great week and a great start to your month, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye, y'all.